Guys, we are approaching week 3 at TGL.
Nice.
Week 3
Nice. So
of
And
far.
yours
TGL.
gets to go, you lucky son of a buck.
Not this week.
Not this week?
Not this week. No. But we got the NYGC making their second appearance. We got Rickie Fowler coming back, Matt Fitzpatrick coming back, but they are rotating in their fourth player, Mr. Cameron Young. So it's going to be our first time seeing him out there. I feel like Cameron Young, we see two sides. Sometimes he's super serious, leave me alone, I'm going to fight everybody. And then other times it's like, oh wait, the guy's like smiling. Like there's like someone in there who's not like a robot. So I'm absolutely looking forward to see what version of Cameron Young we get out there. And do we find out about a new version? Maybe the dude's like hilarious. Maybe the guy's got a ton of personality, or he's just going to be dialed and will not make eye contact with anybody. I don't know.
Who do you want to win, and who do you think is going to win?
Well, over on the Atlanta Drive side, we've got, of course, Justin Thomas, Billy Horschel, and Patrick Cantlay. Here's what I'm going to tell you.
Heck,
I don't know why, but I feel like Justin Thomas was built for this. I don't know why. His energy, like we've seen him, in Ryder Cups and different team events. Like the dude has an energy. He's electric. I know his sort of partner in crime in a lot of these, Jordan Spieth, won't be there with him, but I still think that's a part of him. I think that's who he is. So I am really looking forward to this week's match to see which Justin Thomas we get, because
Plus,
the dude's
he's such
funny.
a bro. Yeah,
He's a bro. He totally is. He's on the list of guys, true story, that I would really, really enjoy to play a round of golf with. Like
him, Tiger, and Freddie would be like a cool thing for me because they're all friends.
I think Tiger would be unbelievable, mind-blowing, the whole thing. I think at the end of the day, you would maybe have more fun with Justin Thomas. I'm not saying you pick him over Tiger. I'm just saying,
which I wouldn't.
In terms of result or outcome, I'd probably pick Charlie.
I have a take. The one thing that TGL is missing.
Oh boy, cup holders?
No, team uniforms. Like even though they got all their sponsors, because
it doesn't work that way, and they can't.
I don't.
But go into it,
Okay.
and then I'm going to completely tell you why it doesn't work.
Okay, I'll compare it to something else.
Sure.
PBA has a PBA league, and in retrospect, is kind of the same thing. They have bowling, individual sport,
Except
golf, individual sport, team aspect.
Okay. I thought you were talking about like in terms of like fame and stardom.
No.
Okay.
So they all have team jerseys, but they're all sponsored by different bowling ball companies, different shoe companies, just like these guys, and they just have different patches on them, kind of like how they have on there, but there's no team logo anywhere. So it's almost like you got to remember what color they are, what team color they are.
Here's the question. If we look at all their sponsors, all their hats and shirts, which one of those companies gets to provide the shirt for all of them? Like, if they're all wearing Puma now?
Because all these shirts are different qualities, too.
Usually, like, the TGL will find a company that will make them, and that will be the brand.
I think that's something you might see in the future, kind of like you're seeing on Live Golf. Like, Live Golf was a lot more sort of like piecemeal together, and then over time, it grew enough where they could get the attention of sponsors and start selling those sponsorship deals. For example, like Reebok, Bryson DeChambeau's deal, they are sponsoring his entire team. So that deal was brokered via Bryson DeChambeau for the whole team.
Though.
It does. But I think the issue they run into right now is it's like they all have these agreements. And if you look, like they'll be in, I was watching a Brooks Koepka Cleveland, Srixon Cleveland commercial, and he's still in his Nike gear. Even though the commercial has nothing to do with Nike, they can't put him in a Srixon hat because he is sold for the year in all appearances and televised events that I will wear this hat for X amount of millions of dollars for X amount of years. Same thing shirt, same thing chest, same thing pants and shoes. So I think the issue is right now they have existing agreements that require them to wear these brands and any appearance, golf related or not, or commercial, Brooks Koepka, you name it. So to me, I look at this and I just go, yeah, there was way too much red tape to untangle for season 1 of this. So the best they can do is take their sponsored brand and then wear like sort of a matching version of it to look similar. Because there's probably between those 6 guys right there alone, a lot of money tied up into each one of those shirts they're wearing.
Yeah.
So at least $100 million between them for their sponsorships.
Yeah, Billy Horschel alone.
What was your answer though? Because who's going to win? Who do you want to win? Because I want Rickie.
Keep
I
in
love
mind,
Rickie.
we've been 0-2.
I got an interesting take on this.
Who about to
because-
screw?
What's that,
What's
Rich?
up, Rich?
So the NYGC, they got smoked the first time,
Yeah.
right? Like just absolutely destroyed. But they have the benefit of playing through once and now understanding how it goes, and
Yeah.
because it is a totally new different thing.
So
Where
this is
Atlanta
Atlanta's-
Drive GC, they've seen them, right? But they
Yep.
haven't played yet.
Yep.
So I think you're going to have a two-shot. My money, I'm going with NYGC because you got they don't want to lose again like that and just be embarrassed twice.
Right.
So they're going to have that on their chip on their shoulder there. And two, they understand the heartbeat. They understand the 30 seconds. They understand that that's not going to be in their head this time. Where Atlanta Drive is still trying to figure everything out.
And I know, Rickie Fowler had talked about, he had spent quite a few nights in there practicing, like outside of the organized practice events. He's just in there, So he was also at the media day. He's now played a week and now he's coming back again. I do feel like Rickie Fowler brings a lot of TGL arena SoFi
Vibes.
Center experience. But at the same time, Billy Horschel was also there at the media day. But who I'm really excited to see is Patrick Cantlay, and to see if he can crowbar a smile on for at any moment of this thing. And
Do you believe that, give it a couple years, do you think there's going to be guys that are just going to be strictly TGL players?
That's a good question.
It's so hard to look into that crystal ball, because right now the only reason they are on the league is because they're so famous in pro golf. So would they be people who leave pro golf and do this full time, or would they be people who like long drive? They were never pro golfers. They're just really good at this one thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
It would have to be like a season long, like the PGA Tour, though. It would have to be.
I think it's just gonna. I think at the end of this season, does this thing continue building momentum? Does it sort of plateau at some point, or do people get bored of it after a certain amount of time? Which for me, highly obsessed with golf, almost as much as Gary's 700 scorecards. I don't see myself getting bored of it, but we'll kind of have to take a look at like sort of the grand populace of ESPN watchers. I hope it grows. I hope it's in more cities. But they had those great reviews or great viewership and ratings after the week one, and they're like, we're gonna build one in Vegas and Chicago, and these things are going everywhere.
Dude, that'd be so sick.
So I mean, to me, it's like, well, if you're gonna have these things in other cities,
And then
is it
create
gonna
leagues.
be right like other sports where there's multiple teams playing throughout the course of the weekend? There's not like one football game all weekend. There's like, I think you guys would probably know better. There's probably multiple football games on in a weekend.
Yeah.
There are. Thank you. I didn't know factually, but you confirmed it for me.
What's
There's
funny
like 2
about
games
like
every 3
that
hours.
is like these scorecards, some of them have like 2 to 3 rounds on them. That goes into what he said, multiple football games. Come on. Moving on.
So there's a multiplying factor to this pile.
There's like, I mean, most of these are like 36 hole scorecards.
I see some tic-tac-toe on that one.
Oh, 100%. Me and Wes, after you're done.
Who?
Wes leads indoor golf. He's the manager. And every time I would get done with a round, he would sign the attest. And then we'd play tic-tac-toe because we were bored. Or I was bored.
What is that thing?
I don't know what the hell that was.
Moving
So
on.
I do have some numbers on.
Rich,
numbers
please.
on viewership
Thank
for week 2. They said that it actually had noticeably more viewers, and it actually had a 10% bump, about a 9% bump rise from the 2 weeks. They averaged 1 million viewers. Remember last week they were like in that 900, 920 range. So they actually averaged 1 million viewers, outpacing the NBA games on TNT, the Cavs versus Pacers, and the Nuggets Mavericks games.
Let's
So
also talk about the fact that
closing
it's
the door on
creating
basketball.
jobs.
Yeah. I mean, not necessarily jobs like in the grass and lawn care industry, but, jobs in the plastic turf care industry.